Hi everybody, Four Seasons here. How are you? Happy Monday from me and Duchess. You can see she's enjoying herself, digging, which I'm letting her do because it's going to be winter here before you know it. And so these are our last few weeks of enjoying being outside. Anyhow, I'm here to talk to you about something in regards to, the petition. I have shared that on my community page, and I would appreciate anybody signing that and sharing it as well. And what it has to do with is to try to enforce some types of terms of service or put some guidelines, lay some guidelines down regarding the victimization and the exploitation of victims of crime, mainly children. I think everybody is pretty fed up and pretty sick to their stomach. As has been said many times, real true crimers do not behave in this manner, and they do, a lot of them have been victims themselves, so they know how sensitive this is, but unfortunately we have a batch that has no boundaries whatsoever. In terms of the Cash Garden case, in the beginning, I was, just following it little by little. Nothing like what you're seeing. I'm talking like little short, videos like you see me do primarily. And I was following a lot about the aunt. There was a fraudulent GoFundMe that was put up, and there's an aunt of Cash Garden from the UK. And I'm here to share with you a message that she just left on Facebook on the Cash Garden Justice Family page. I did, you can go read it yourself, but I want to read this to you. And it does have to do with the petition and why it's so important. Now, don't forget, she's also a victim of losing her nephew. And she always interests me because she seems like such a beautiful writer, very educated, and couldn't be there for the services. So she harbors tremendous guilt. So anyhow, she says, "It's been just over 3 months since my nephew Cash was inexplicably murdered and dumped in the street like trash after having been taken from his bed in the middle of the night. I haven't posted anything about it because it's just been the worst experience, and no words I felt could do him justice. It's been a surreal, painful experience. Since the day he was found, our family's world has been turned upside down in ways that we could not even imagine. Not only do we have to deal with what has happened, we have also had to deal with people on the internet who seem to think that this is a free-for-all and some kind of sick reason to harass and further traumatize us. My mother, Connie, has been the subject of harassment from people who think it's okay to message her horrible messages, spread her personal information around so others could harass her, doxing, making YouTube videos talking about her past as if it has anything to do with why Cash was where he was and what was ultimately able to happen to him. YouTubers are making money from Cash's death. Would-be true crime reporters have been making videos where they pretend to hold mock trials using false information, pretending to be judges, lawyers, etc. My mother pleaded with you not to do this, yet you put out a 3-parter. Another YouTuber who seems to be the worst has been making money from putting Cash's casket behind a paywall and charging sick people money to oogle a dead boy. This lady has sent private messages to my mother being awful and claiming that she has done more for Cash than anyone has ever done, blackmailing her and then calling her on her cell phone over and over again whilst live streaming on YouTube. Marissa, aka Molly GoLightly, a woman who has been arrested many times, even by the FBI, for embezzlement of the U.S. government. Sidebar, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just reading her statements. So I don't know anything about that, nor will I elaborate on that because I just don't know anything about it. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't elaborate on it because I, unlike these folks, not the one who's writing this, the one she speaks of, have some type of integrity. A supposedly former, I'm not going to get into that either, has decided that in my mother's worst time in her life, she would add to it by being the worst provider and care. Would add to it by being the worst person she could possibly be. My mother, who is the sole provider and carer for Cash's sisters. My mother, who has given money because grandparents do not easily get handouts like parents do. The woman that was looking for Carter and Cash, speaking to CPS and other authorities, who was let down by those authorities when they failed to notify her of Cash and Carter's whereabouts. She is not the grandmother that dumped him with their father, knowing he was no good. Marissa, if you wanted to be famous, which she desperately does, then congratulations, because everyone will know about you, but possibly not for the reasons you had hoped. I see you, I see what you're doing, and I will come for you. Not physically, this is not a threat to your physical well-being, but if you think you will continue to make money from my nephew and harass my family, then you've got another damn thing coming. Laura, aka Life Perplex, Tiff, I see you too. There have also been some good people calling these horrible people and their supporters out, basically, I think she meant. Negz, Jonhinged, and many others. Thank you. We know who killed Cash beyond a shadow of a doubt. He's in custody. He's no one we knew, nothing to do with us. So why are these guys going after my mother? We're the family of a victim of a tragedy, not the perpetrators, and I don't get it. Please explain yourselves coherently if you even can. There's a lot of stuff here. They're definitely arming up an attack. They are not happy. Would you be happy if that was your little baby in that little casket? To have no empathy. And I'll say this again. I'll reiterate what I said from the onset of this, when this started getting absolutely asinine. They are lucky, very lucky, that that's not my little boy or little girl in that casket right there, because I would come to them with the full force of any type of litigation or legal remedies that I saw fit, and I just wouldn't stop. Whether I won or not, I would hold them up for as long as I felt I needed to. Regardless, if I had to continue things on and on and on, I'd continue. I would hold them up as long as I felt I wanted to. Because, you know, with money, you can really play some games. So I see all of a sudden that she's decided not to cover this case. That's a great idea. What is also a great idea is not to cover any other victims, especially children, because you just don't know the damage you're doing. You didn't do anything good. You've only done bad and created a hornet's nest. And these people, again, at the worst time of their lives. Please sign the petition to at least get some interest on it. It's on my community page. I would really appreciate it, and please share it, because we never know whose family here amongst us all is going to be next. Love to you all.